Hey there, welcome back to ELysian Vision. My name is Elbel and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be making this beautiful red heart sunflower throw granny square. This is part of a large blanket. This is just how to make the squares. I'm actually making this video because my mom is going to be helping me make this blanket for my older sister, and this is a tutorial to kind of help her and possibly others that would like to make this granny square. My sister loves sunflowers. I've been working on this project for almost a year now. Still not done. It takes 24 squares to make it, and I'm not even halfway through yet. I'm gonna see if I can mirror image this so that my mom can learn how to do it, and anyone else who is left-handed, so there might be a duplicate version just for left-handers that would just be a mirror of this one, so that it'd be easier to kind of see, because crocheting left-handed is, you know, it's hard. The videos and tutorials are not for left-handed people, so I'm going to see if I can do that to help everybody out. If this is your first time discovering my channel, thank you so much for coming and watching. To those who have clicked on and this isn't your first video, I greatly apologize for not uploading anything in a really long time. I've had a lot going on in my life, and a lot of changes have happened, but I hope to update you guys on a lot of that, and I hope to be making more videos, even if it is just like crocheting, or just, you know, some podcasts or life updates or things like that. I would really like to get back into this again. I'm making this intro after I've created the video, and I had a lot of fun doing it. I think I'm probably gonna do a lot more crocheting videos. I'm sorry if that's not your thing. If you're someone who likes to, you know, just listen to something in the background while you're falling asleep like I do, I'd be more than happy to be that noise in the background to help you fall asleep. I've tried to keep my voice as nice and chill and calming as possible, so I'm not like super loud and freaking anybody out. I want this to be a nice, relaxing, therapeutic video to help calm everyone down when they learn how to crochet. I wouldn't suggest this for someone who's just beginning at crochet, because there are some more advanced stitches involved in this, but hopefully I'll be able to make more crocheting videos and do more beginner style stuff, and also be able to grow and create even nicer things in the future and become more advanced. But again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching everything. If you enjoy this video, you know, give it a thumbs up, and if this is your first time discovering my channel, go ahead and subscribe if you'd like. I very much plan on making more videos. So today we're going to be doing a tutorial for this beautiful sunflower throw granny square. So of course, first you need your yarn. So there are 5 different colors labeled A through D. The first color I'm going to be using is this dark brown thread. Okay, so this is what the end product will look like. I haven't woven in my ends yet, but that's what it will look like. I'm going to be using a J hook, which is a 6mm hook. This is my favorite hook. I got it from Hobby Lobby. It's really nice. It's like this rubber on the outside, and it really makes it so that I don't get as fatigued. So first thing first, we're going to be making a circle. For the first round, what we're going to be doing is just making a simple slip stitch. So if you don't know how to do that, it's just around your 2 fingers over. And pull it through. Then insert your hook You don't have to leave a long tail, but I usually do. And then what you're going to be doing is chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to join with a slip stitch to the first chain. So we go over here, this is the first chain loop, insert our hook, take our yarn over, and pull through both. That formed our ring. So that's the first round. Well, it's our beginning chain. So for the first official round, you're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do 12 single crochets in the ring. So what I do to make it so that there's not a hole in the middle, I do 2 single crochets in each chain. One, 2. The first one can be a bit tricky because this one wants to come undone a little. So then we just move to our second one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This can be the hard part, finding where the loops are. 9, 10, and the last one, where is it? $11, 12. Then we're going to join it with a slip stitch at the top of this. Just a simple slip stitch, which is right up here. That's the top of the first single crochet, right? So that's the chain. This is the first single crochet. So you just insert your hook, yarn over, and pull through both. So that is the first round. I know it looks a little weird just looking at it, but when it's done, it looks pretty normal. So that's what the first round looks like. So for the second round, we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to skip the first single crochet, the one that's right there. And we are going to puff stitch in the next single crochet. So puff stitch is yarn over. So that's the first one, so this is the second one. and insert in the loop, and draw a loop 3 times. So 1, yarn over, insert, 2, yarn over again, insert, 3. At this point you should have 7 loops on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now for the fun part, yarn over and pull through all 7 of them. This can be a little temperamental if you crochet very tight like I do. So I end up just wiggling it through and checking and making sure, yep, that's the one I'm pulling through. There. And then yarn over, just chain 1. Come on. There we go. And that's the first puff stitch. Now we're going to do a double crochet in the next single crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull the yarn through the first 2, yarn over through the second 2, and then we're going to chain 1. And then we're just going to repeat that all the way around. So yarn over. You don't have to skip the first single crochet. Now we're just doing it every single crochet. So yarn in, pull through 1, yarn over, yarn, hook in, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over and pull through all 7, looks like I missed a loop there, which is fine. You can always just take it out and everything's okay. So 1, 2, 3. Pull through all 7. Oh, almost got it all the way through that time. And then you chain 1. And you should end with a puff stitch in this last single crochet. Oh, almost lost that one. Yarn over, pull through all 7. Chain 1. And then for the fun part, a slip stitch joining at the 3rd chain of the chain 4 we created. So 1, 2, 3. Right? 1, 2, 3. This one, right here. It's hard to see with darker colored yarn, but as this is the middle of a sunflower, it needs to be brown. You could always opt for a lighter color brown, but I just really liked this one with the colors I chose. So we slip stitch that in. And that is the beginning of our sunflower. Okay, so now that I have located my handy dandy yarn cutting scissors, we're going to get a little bit of a tail here, so 1 to 2 inches. I weave all of my ends in once I finish my project. I just use it with a yarn needle. Now you can tie them off in a knot, but I find that makes little indentations. So I just leave more of an end and then weave them in all around once I'm done. So that's all of the brown for now. We'll use the brown again at the very end for the very last round that makes it a square after the white. So next, we're going to be using my favorite color, this beautiful bright orange. So this is color B. Now we're going to be joining this at the very top of a puff stitch. Any of the puff stitches work. So I'm just going to choose this puff stitch. I always find myself trying to figure out which stitch I'm trying to insert it into. Is it this one before it or this one after it? Honestly, don't think it really matters when it comes down to it. These ones are really hard to get into. So I usually end up going for this one right there. Now it's just easier to do. And it's right above it. So I mean, I guess it works. So go for the one right before it, I guess. So just loop it around and pull that through. Make sure to hold on to that end so it doesn't go through it. Now the first thing we're going to do is chain 1 to hold that stitch in there. Now we're going to single crochet right in that same stitch. And then what we're going to do is chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to do another single crochet in that same stitch. That creates this little hump here. Okay, next what we're going to do is single crochet in the chain 1 space. So between the puff stitch and the double crochet, I'm just going to insert a hook into that hole and do a single crochet. And then we're going to do a single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in the double crochet space. So insert into the double crochet, yarn over, yarn through, yarn over, pull through both, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet again, and then we're going to do a single crochet in the space between the double crochet and the next puff stitch. So this hole right here, insert, single crochet, and then you guessed it, another single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. So single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet. Single crochet in the space between the two. And then another single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. Now I'm just going to finish off the round by doing the same thing, and I'll meet you once we do the slip stitch right at the end. Okay, so now that I've done all of my single crochet, chain 3 single crochets all around, making these little tiny triangles, as you can see, all the way around. This is where we must slip stitch together. So make sure that your yarn isn't like too loose. or else the stitch might be a little bit more obvious. So now we're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet, which would be, that would be right here, not this one, but this, because that was our chain. This was the first single crochet. So we're going to go into that stitch there, pull your yarn tight there and through that one, pull it tight, and then give yourself some room. And that is the third round. So now we have these beautiful little triangles. The next color we'll be using is this yellow. This is color C. It calls for gold, but this was the closest I could get to gold, which I think was pretty close to the color that I saw for the red heart pattern. I'm not using red heart, I'm using I Love This yarn. And this, it's so shiny. This is in Sun Gold, is the name of this one. The orange, that is the I Love This yarn in Desert Glaze. And I don't have the label for the brown, but it's just like a deep chocolate brown. It calls for coffee in the red heart pattern. So it calls for coffee, Aran, thyme, and pumpkin and gold. So that was the coffee. This was the pumpkin. And then now we're going to be using what they call gold, which is color C. And we are going to join this in the top of the chain 3 space. So just insert your hook right there. Get your yarn. Make sure you have a good end so that it won't come apart. Separate the two. Like the others, we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet Now this is where we're starting to make our petals for the sunflowers. So we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to do a TR3 TOG. So you put your yarn over twice like you're doing a triple crochet. We're not doing a triple crochet, but it's like a triple crochet. So yarn over twice, insert your hook, pull the yarn through. You should have 4 strands, 4 loops. Yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the second 2, and then stop there. So now you should have 2 loops on your hook. So now we're going to do yarn over again twice, insert it again into that chain 3 space, hook and pull through that yarn. Now we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we have 3 loops and 3 stitches. We're going to do this another time. So 1, 2, insert the hook, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we have 4 stitches, 4 loops. So once you have 4, that's when you know it's time to put your yarn over and pull through all 4. And then what you're going to do is chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you have your chain 4 strand. You're going to single crochet into this space. That is your first petal. So that's the first petal. So you're just going to do that, repeat all the way around, and then we're going to fasten off. So you don't chain or anything in between them, you just go straight for the single crochet in the center of the chain 3 space. So single crochet, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over twice, insert in that loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over twice, insert the hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops, 3 bars, yarn over twice, insert the hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, 4 loops, 4 bars, yarn over, pull through all 4, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet, and do it again all the way around. Okay, so now I have done all of my petals. Another great thing about this pattern with the petals is you can choose either side to be the front or the top side of the blanket. You just have to push the petals in that direction if you want them to be in or out. It's really up to you. But I love this pattern and the beautiful little petals that it makes. So now here we are at the very end of this round, and we are going to slip stitch into that first single crochet that we made right here. So you see that stitch right there? That's what we're going to be inserting into. It can be a little tricky doing slip stitches, but I find if you use your nails to help it get over the hook, it makes it a little easier. Pull it tight, yarn over, pull through both of them, pull the tail end up, and cut. And that is the end of the gold yarn that we'll be using. Let us grab that green yarn. This is in the color Dark Olive from I Love This Yarn. Dark olive. It's a beautiful green, it really is. So this is color ABCD, color D, and this is on round 5. So we're going to be joining this in any of the TR3 TOGs. So at the top of the petals is where we're inserting this. So if you see the petal right here, my camera will focus. We're going to insert it right here. So the chain 4 comes up. If you see it, here, let me put it down. The chain 4 comes from here. If I separate that, you can see it. Chain 4 is going up. There's like a little loop there. At the very top of that chain 4 is that loop that we're going to insert into. So right there. So grab your yarn, make that loop. And as with the other ones, we're going to chain 1 and then single crochet. Now this round is very, very easy. All this round is single crochets, a chain 5, and a single crochet. So we did our single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we go to our next petal. There's the chain 4, find the top of that, insert our hook, and single crochet. And once again we chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, next petal, there's the chain 4 right there, find the top of it, the next loop, and single crochet. So I'll meet you when we're at the end of this round as well. It's just going to make a beautiful circle right around the petals. Okay, so here we are at the end of this round. So you should end with a chain 5 all the way around this beautiful little circle. So you have your 5th chain. You're going to insert it, as with the other rounds, into the top of that first single crochet. So there's the top of the first single crochet right there. Boop, boop, boop. So I'm going to insert it right there. Yarn over and pull through both loops. And that is the end of round 5. We're going to keep using this color that they used thyme. I used deep or dark olive. We're going to be using this for 2 more rounds to create that beautiful leaf effect. So in round 6, what we're going to do is chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet in the single crochet. So this one right here with this little hole right there, if you can see it, that hole right there, we're going to insert the hook and single crochet. This part of this granny square is very mundane, with a lot of single crochets and a lot of chains. The pattern itself isn't too hard, it's just very repetitive, and it's a lot of very small stitches, which is why it takes so long. But the end product is really, really beautiful. So we single crocheted in that single crochet. Now we're going to do 3 single crochets in this big loop part. So this part right here, we're going to crochet in there. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then do 3 more single crochets. 1, 2, 3. That's going to make a cute little point right there. This is probably one of my favorite parts of this whole process, is making these cute little triangles throughout the whole thing. I think I'm actually going to make a couple coasters with just ending at that part, because I think it just looks so beautiful. So now we're going to single crochet in that single crochet at the top of the petals, and then do the same thing. So 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 2 chains, and then 3 single crochets again. 1, 2, 3. So now we have 2 little triangles. So chain 1, well, not chain 1, 1 single crochet in the single crochet, and continue to do the 3 single crochets and chain 2s and 3 single crochets, and then the single crochet in the top of the single crochets, all the way around. So I will see you once I get to the end of this round. Alright, so once you get to the end of the round, it should look something like this. I'm just tucking all of my loose strands underneath so you can see clearly what the edge should kind of look like. You have these nice little triangles all throughout the edges, and I think it looks so beautiful. I just love it. I could just hang these up on my wall. So here we are at the end. I haven't done my slip stitch yet, but like the others, we're going to put it in to that first single crochet right there. Whoop, 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 right there. Turn over and pull through both. Yay! We have finished our 6th round. So, now what we're going to do for round 7, like the rest of them, chain 1. Alright, so now we're going to single crochet in the single crochet. Alright, so let's do that now. Single crochet in that single crochet right below it. And now we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now what we're going to do is a triple popcorn stitch. It's kind of similar to the petal pattern, but instead of just doing 3 of that stitch and then those chains, we're going to do actual triple crochets. So what we're going to do is work 4 triple crochets into that same stitch right here. So we did our chain 4. So since it's a triple crochet, we're going to yarn over twice, and we're going to work that into that triangle, into the very top of that triangle where our chain 2s are. So we have our yarn over twice, and we're going to insert it right into there. Yarn over and through, yarn through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. Again, yarn over twice, there's 2, yarn over twice, 1, 2, 3, again, yarn over twice, 1, 2, 3. And now what we're going to do is wiggle that up a little bit, give yourself a little bit of the tail there, because what we're going to do now is make that popcorn stitch. So take your hook out from that stitch and go to the first triple crochet right here. Go to the top of it into that stitch right here. So I'm going through this stitch. I'm going to put that loop on my hook, tighten it up, and I'm going to pull right through and tighten that. And then we're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4,
and single crochet into that single crochet right on top of the petal. So right here. That one can be kind of hard to find, to try and figure out which one is truly the top one, but it's usually right in between these two, so I usually go for this one. So we're going to do that same stitch again and again. So we'll do chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over twice, the top of that chain 2, that triangle right here, insert there, yarn over, pull through, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, through, pull through, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, one more, 1, 2, 3, pull the yarn up so you have more yarn to work with so it doesn't get lost. The first triple crochet, insert the hook through both loops, put the loop on top, tighten it up around your hook, and pull through the top to make that popcorn stitch, and then do your chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then single crochet at the top of the petal, the top of the single crochets. Okay, so that is what those popcorn stitches look like. Triple popcorn stitch. So I'll do one more and then I'll see you at the end of the round. So do our chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over twice in the top of that triangle, 1, 2, 3, yarn over twice, 1, 2, 3, oops, 1, 2, 3, one more, 1, 2, 3, pull that yarn up, let go of that loop. So that's what it looks like. First triple crochet, both loops, the loop over, tighten it up, and pull through that, and then do your chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Single crochet at the top of the petal, and that single crochet. Right, so that's what those little leaves look like right now. So I will see you at the end of this round, right before I slip stitch them together. Alright, so now I have done round 7 with what I think is supposed to be like the little leaves. Cute little popcorn stitch. It looks a little strange, I will give it that, before you put the white edging around it, and it kind of like stretches out everything around here. You see each little individual bobble, I guess. So now we have that chain 4 is what we're ending with. So now we're going to slip stitch that into the, you guessed it, first single crochet that we created. So that's right here, right there. So we're going to insert that right in here. and yarn over and pull through both. And that is the end of round 7. So now we're going to pull up, create a nice little tail there, and say bye-bye to that beautiful deep olive or thyme green. It is quite a beautiful color. Okay, so for the next color, we're going to add color E, which is the Aran, or the color I'm using is, which one? It's just, I love this yarn in white, so it's this one. We're going to join it into the first chain 4 space. When it talks about the first chain 4 space, it's talking about these 2 chains, not 2 chains, but you know, the 2 options for the chain 4 spaces. It's not like the very first one you make. It doesn't really matter. I don't like to start where I just ended because I feel like it might be too many pieces of free yarn around there, so I like to just change it up sometimes. So I'm going to use this one, so it's the first one. So if you're right-handed, it'll be the one on the right of the puff stitch, or not puff stitch, the popcorn stitch. And if you're left-handed, it'll be the one on the left side. So it just depends on, you know, which hand is your dominant or crocheting hand. So let's put our yarn into that chain 4 space right there. And then we're going to put in our white yarn, just pull that through, and then, as usual, you know what to do. Chain 1. Alright, so this is the really fun part. This is probably the easiest part of this whole thing. It's just a lot of double crochets for the rest of the time. It's just a bunch of chains and single and double crochets. It just takes a while to do. As I'm recording this, I've already hit like the hour mark of crocheting, and that's not even the time where I stopped recording. So I can only imagine how long this video is going to be. I'm going to try and edit it to the best of my ability, but you know, I can only do so much. This is very time consuming, and that's just how it is. Crocheting isn't supposed to be quick and easy. The time it takes is usually the therapeutic part. It just helps you focus on one thing, and that's it. So, anyways, back to crocheting. We chained 1. Now we're going to chain 3. So, oh wait, first, before we do that, my bad, we are going to single crochet in the space first before we do that. That'll create a cleaner look, and that's where we're going to slip stitch into later. So now we're going to chain 3, and then single crochet in the second chain 4 space. Now we're going to chain 2, and we're going to do a VST stitch. So that is a double crochet, a chain 1, and another double crochet. And that's all in this stitch right here. So yarn over, insert it right in there, and there's our double crochet, chain 1, double crochet again, and now we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. Did I forget to chain 2 before I did that one? No, I did. I chained 2. So then we're going to single crochet back into this other chain 4 space. So that is what we're doing the whole, well, this is what we're doing the whole way around. That's going to be right there. Now you're going to have to pay attention for counting, not counting every single stitch, but counting the popcorn stitches, because this is where you're going to start making your corners, changing it from a circle. So changing it from this beautiful little circle into a square. This is the basis, this is the foundation for doing that. So the corners are going to be the ones that have the chain 3s on the top of your popcorn stitches. So now that we've done this first corner, that's going to be this corner over here, we did our so we did our single crochet, 3 chains, single crochet, chain 2, double crochet, single chain, double crochet, 2 chains, and then now we're going to chain once. That's right, you chain 3 on the corners and once everywhere else. So chain 1, and then we're going to go straight from that chain 1 all the way over to the other chain 4 space, and we're going to single crochet. So now we're going to do that VST stitch, so double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, that creates that nice little V there. So that's the V stitch. Chain 2, single crochet. Once again, we're only going to chain 1 and then single crochet in the second chain 4 space, chain twice, V stitch, which is the double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, okay, chain 2, single crochet in that first chain 4 space. Okay, so that is one section. That is once. So now we're going to repeat that section 2 more times. 2 more? 3 more times? 3 more times? We're going to repeat it until we end up back here again, because that's our first corner. So 3 more times, because we need 4 corners to make a square, people. So now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet. So 1 chain 3, chain 1, chain 1. So this will be chain 3, chain 1, chain 1, chain 3, chain 1, chain 1, chain 3, right here. Oh, let me pull that up. Chain 3 will be here, and then chain 1, chain 1. So here's our first corner, second corner, third corner, fourth corner. So there's 2 chain 1s for every chain 3. So now we do our V-stitch. Silly me, I forgot to chain one. Got a chain. Okay. So there's our first corner, second corner. This will be our third corner. 1, 2, 3, and then single crochet. Right. I will see you guys once I get to the end of this round. Okay, so at the end of this round, you should have done a V-stitch and 2 chains. So a chain 2 after the V-stitch should be where you have ended after you've completed this whole round. I think it's starting to look very, very pretty, and it will soon be turning into a square. So we'll take the end of this, and as usual, we are going to be slip stitching it into that first single crochet. Then go through both, and we have completed the 8th. The 8th round. That's right. We are almost there. So that's 8 out of 11 rounds that we have completed. So now we're going to have 2 more rounds. So round 9 and 10 are both going to be in, and those will be really defining that square that we want. So something that's different about this round than the others is that it doesn't start off with a chain 1, it starts with a slip stitch. So what we're going to be doing is taking our hook right here and slip stitching into that first chain 3 that we created for that corner. So here's our chain 3 on the top of our popcorn stitch, and we're going to insert our hook right in there, and we're going to pull through and through. That way we can just start working right in the top of that stitch. So we slip stitch, now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. This is to kind of emulate a double crochet. Where there would usually be a double crochet, that's going to take up that space. So now we're going to do 2 double crochets. 1, 2. So now it kind of looks like 3 double crochets when we've really only done 2. That's the look we're going for. Now we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. That's going to create our corner. Now we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. So there is our first corner right there. Wow, how pretty. So that's going to be our first corner. You can see that's the corner right there. That little chain 2 space. And we're going to start making this into a square. So now that we've done that, we are going to go straight into 3 double crochets in the chain 1 space of the V-stitch. So we're not doing any chain 1s or anything after this, because this is going to kind of tighten it and squeeze it into a straight line instead of a circle. So we're just going to go right ahead and do our yarn over and insert into that chain 1 space of that V-stitch. I know it can be kind of hard to see on this light pink background, so let me try and get something a bit darker so you can possibly see better. Maybe this will help a little. So here we go. That's better. It's really hard to see
with the white with a light background, but with the rest of the yarn, it's really dark colors, so it's hard to see those with a darker background. So now we're going to go yarn over and insert into that chain one space of that V-stitch. So right between those 2 double crochets, we're going to make a double crochet. So we're going to do 3 of those. So 1, 2, 3. Alright. So that'll eventually make a straight line. It just really needs to pull together. So now what we're going to do is do more double crochets. We're going to do 3 more double crochets, but this time at the top of that popcorn stitch. So yarn over, and we're going to go to that chain one space, so the one right above that popcorn stitch, right here. We're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, we're going to do the same thing again to that V-stitch like we did before. So yarn over, insert into that V-stitch right there. 1, 2, 3, go. And once again, we're going to do 3 double crochets at the top of the popcorn stitch in the chain one space. 1, 2, and 3. Again to the V-stitch right here, another V-stitch, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Now we've gotten to the other corner. So here's one corner here. That's our first corner we created. Now our next corner is going to go over here. So I'm going to rotate this. So this is the next chain 3 space. You really got to look out for it or else you'll miss it because it'll blend right in. I've done that plenty of times with the first couple squares that I did. I really had to frog a couple projects just to, you know, try and get that counting of how many single crochets or single chains between each corner, and it took a lot of trial and error. So just help yourself out and try and just count it the first time you go through and take your time. There really is no rush when it comes to crocheting. So we're going to do first 3 double crochets just like the rest of them. So 1, 2, and 3. Now to create the other corner, do chain 2 and then 3 more double crochets. 2, last one, and 3. And now we have our second corner. You can see how it's starting to take more of a square shape. If I pull it over, push this up a little, you can see it taking on its square shape instead of a circular shape over here on this side, as opposed to the roundedness on this side. If you wanted, you could really just stop there and make like little banners out of it and just like hang those across like a room to make a cute little sunflower banner. That'd be really, really cute. So now we're going to continue to do our triple crochets, not triple crochets, our 3 double crochets in the V-stitch and chain 1 space
on the top of the popcorn, on the top of the popcorn stitches. And then here you can already see where the next corner is going to be. It's this chain 3 space here, and the other one will be on this chain 3 space here. So I'm gonna do that, and then I will meet you guys at the end of this round. Alright, welcome back. Now I have finished the end of this round. It's not really super square at this point. It's more of a rounded square shape, as you can see. As I move the corners around, you can see it's more of a rounded square shape. But it's the beginning of making it a square from a circle. So here we are, ended at our 3 double crochets in that V stitch. Now we are going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain. So 1, 2, 3. Pull that chain out. I always find it difficult slip stitching into chains. I don't know why. Come on, man. Alright, so now I've got that loop in there. I'm going to slip stitch through both of those loops. And now we have finished round number 9. We are going to slip stitch into the top. Well, not really the top, but we're going to be slip stitching into that chain 2 space right there. Right there. If my camera wants to focus on me. So it's that chain 2 space right in that corner. Right there. Going to slip stitch. Oh, almost lost everything right there. So 1 and 2. And now we're right into that corner. So the rest of this is pretty easy. Now that we've established all of the corners, it'll be a lot easier to recognize them. So now what we're going to do is the same thing we did the last round. We're going to chain 4, 2, 3, 4, and then, no, chain 3. So to chain 3. You guys should have told me. I blame you guys. 1, 2, 3, and then we are going to do 2 double crochets. 1, 2 double crochets, and then a chain 2. 1, 2, and then 3 double crochets. 2 and 3. And then for the rest of them, we are going in between these spaces. So now that we have the spaces established, it's going to be all of the spaces right in between those 3 double crochets. So there and there and there and there and there and there. So we're going to do 3 double crochets between the 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to continue to do that down the whole length of this round. 1, 2, and 3. And then once again in the corners, we always do the 3 double crochets. A chain 2, and then 3 double crochets again. Alright, so it's starting to become more square-like, as you can see. So we're going to continue to do that for the rest of the way around on the 3 more sides. And I will see you at the end of this round. Alright, we are at the end of this round. So this was round 10. So we have finished with a 3 double crochet in that space in between the other 3 double crochets. So now we are going to slip stitch. We're going to join it with a slip stitch at the 3rd chain. Right? Yes, the 3rd chain. So we have 1, 2, 3. This chain right there. If you can even see it at all. I don't know if you can see this chain, but it is the 3rd chain that we created. So we're going to slip stitch that together, and then another slip stitch into that triangle, right into the corner space, that hole right here. So right there, we are going to join there. So slip stitch. And we have completed the 10th round. Wow, only one more round left, and then we will have finished our sunflower granny square. Alright, so now we are done with the white. Thank goodness. It's so hard to see on camera. I know. It's just the lighting. I don't know if turning my light off would have helped at all. Probably would have. But then I feel like it's so dark and you can't really see where the stitches are then either. So I don't know if that would have helped or made it worse. I'm not really sure. I feel like you can see better with the light on. I don't really know. But anyways, we're going to make that little tail end there. And chop chop. And pull the yarn through. And now we're done with the white. Cannot believe we only have one more round left. So now we are going to go back in with that brown. So let me get this brown in here. So now with the brown, we're going to finish off this square with the same stitch that we just did with the white. This just creates a nice, beautiful border around it. So we are going to join it by slip stitching in corner space in that chain 2 area. Yay for chain 2 spaces. So we're going to insert our hook in that chain 2 space and grab our yarn. Pull that through, separate the tail free end from the other one, because I don't know how many times I've accidentally tried crocheting with the wrong end. It will not last very long. And so now we're joining our A, color A, which is the brown, and we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do our 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Can you see that with this blue background? You guys let me know. Can you see better with the blue background or with the pink background for the brown? I feel like you might be able to see it better with the pink than the blue for the brown. I don't know. But since we're crocheting in the white, I'll keep it there for now. So we're going to continue on with 3 double crochets in that area between the 3 double crochets. Again. I don't know about you, but when I'm crocheting and I'm on the last round, I just get this burst of energy like, man, I just need to finish this round. What did I do with that double crochet? It just looks wrong. I need to redo that double crochet. It just did not look right. I don't know what I did wrong. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. It just looked different. I didn't like the way it looked. I guess I did it right. I don't know. It's just me, probably. But like, this is the last round, and I've been filming this for almost an hour and a half, and that's just on camera time. I've spent probably another half hour off camera finishing the rounds. So it usually takes me, a little bit less time when I'm not filming to finish this type of square, just because I don't have to slowly go through and teach the stitches, and I can just go at my own speed. But then again, I usually pause in the middle of making them. I usually don't just sit down and do it all in one go, because I have snack breaks and water breaks. Granted, I did have a break in the middle, because I had to go get some dessert, because it's nighttime right now. But, I don't know, the feeling of finishing your last row is such a great feeling. But, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I think other people probably have that same feeling when they're trying to finish a project. But for this project, you need 24 squares to make this sunflower throw. And I maybe have half of that now. Probably not even. I probably still have a couple more squares until I hit halfway mark. But maybe I'll do another video when I am joining them all together, and then you can learn how to do that. But making 24 squares takes quite a bit of time. I mean, making one square takes a couple hours. I've been working on this project for almost a year now, but I took a very large break in between, like 4 months I wasn't working on it. In the past 3 months, I've done more than I did in the first 3 that I had been working on it. It's just finding the free time to crochet and actually putting your mind to it and actually doing it. Alright, so I don't have much time because my phone definitely died in the middle of that, and in the meantime I've finished the last round and I have joined with you again to do our last and final slip stitches. So like the other ones, we're going to go into the 3rd chain. It's kind of hard to tell with the dark yarn, but it is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 right here. Just count them out and find that 3rd one. It should be the one like right before the double crochet. I'm trying to do this a little faster so that my phone doesn't die again. And then I'm going to do the final slip stitch right into that corner right there. Let's see. Yeah, that corner. Right there. See it? Yeah, there it is. So, take that, and let's slip stitch that baby through, and we're done. So now we're going to put a tail end, snip that off, get rid of that yarn, and there we go. Congratulations if you have finished it and made it this far, or went through this entire video and watched my little tutorial of how to make this sunflower throw granny square from Red Heart. This pattern is available on the Red Heart website, and you can go in and look for it for yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.